Alright, everyone, I have my hat on because I didn't feel like doing my hair. Anyways, I just want to talk about something that I see a lot of times with people who've experienced church hurt or who've just had bad experiences with Christianity or Christians in general. So, I do think a big part of it is, you know, people are feel like they access God through the actions of other people, or they think that God is representative by the pastor or the congregation or the worship leader. And so it's like people are very hypercritical of the people who claim to serve God, and when their actions can hurt them, they'll blame God for that instead of the people. So I do think a lot of times, and this is not to diminish church hurt, but at the same time, God isn't the church. God is God. The church is the church. And people have to recognize that the importance of having a personal relationship with God is knowing who God is regardless of what people do or say, and knowing that God loves you and cares about you and wants what is best for you, regardless of what people in church do, say, or act around you. And as a Christian, I do think it's important for us to be more representative of God's love for us, of God's grace for us, and God's mercy for us, because the same grace that God extends to us when we were in sin or we were doing things that weren't right is the same grace we should extend towards others. And that's how we're better able to represent God. So I do think a lot of it is people in church failing to be a good representation of Him, but also the people who take the bad representation and put that on who God is, when in reality, God is who He says He is, not who the people who claim to serve Him represent Him, goodly or badly. So I think it's both things need to be worked on. And I think that's the best way to heal from that, is just recognizing that those people's actions don't represent who God really is, and that you need to get to know Him for yourself.